Can I start off by getting an update on injury news and the latest with Smith Rowe in particular?
We are in the same place as last week. We still have the doubt of Tomiyasu. The rest, I think, they are all in a good place.
Oh, sorry, if we can just... So at the back of the room, Reece, if you just unmute Mikel, that would be great. Just Mikel.
With regards to Watford, Mikel, do you feel that if you keep Ismaila Sarr quiet, you can keep Watford quiet? Because he seems to be deemed as the key to them getting wins.
Well, he's been a big threat for them, that's for sure. But I think they have other qualities, other strengths that they can cause you issues and problems. And I'm expecting that it's going to be a really difficult game.
Are you looking forward to going up against a Roy Hodgson team?
Well, I didn't expect to do that again because last time I almost say a really meaning goodbye, but he decided to get back. And again, it tells you about the person, how much he loves the game, how much he needs this game, and I think it's great to have him back.
Did it surprise you that he did come back?
Absolutely, because the last time I spoke with him, he sounded pretty convinced. And looking at his trajectory and everywhere he's been, I thought, okay, he's done and he's going to spend some time with his family. But that's a beautiful thing about this game, that is, you just need it to live.
People have started to talk about signings of the season, and I wondered with Aaron Ramsdale for you, because there's only Alisson and Ederson that have kept more clean sheets. Is he up there as one of the signings of the season, do you think? I
would say that any of my players, so they can get the award. It's obviously, there's no question about how Aaron has been performing, what he's brought to the team, how quickly he has adapted, what he's transmitting every time he's on that field. And hopefully he can get a prize, but it's early, still a lot of games to play.
Final one from me, just the resilience that Watford showed against Manchester United. Do you think they have transformed somewhat under Roy?
Well, Roy is extremely good at doing that and getting the team in the same mindset and working really hard and making the team really compact and hard to beat. That's for sure. It's a quality of his. He has more experience than anybody else in this league to do that, how to mold that team, how to take a team where he wants, and he's exceptional at that.
Good afternoon, Mikel. Lindsay just used the word resilience, and I was going to ask you about Arsenal's resilience or grittiness, in particular those 2 wins against Wolves. That seems to be a new facet to Arsenal that maybe was lacking 2 or 3 years ago. How have you managed to build that resilience, that grittiness into this side?
I think it's very related to belief and trust, and when you have the willingness that those players have to be successful and to play the game the way we want to play, how much they like to interact and play with each other, I think that's where everything starts to flourish. And at the end, the consequence of that probably is the resilience that you are mentioning as well. And then I think that has to be built, and to build that, I think you need good experiences as well, and good experiences again help to believe more that you can do it again. You are more confident, you know how to resolve certain issues when they appear on the pitch, and it's good because it was very much needed in those games to win the matches.
I know the league table still says that you're 6th, but in many people's eyes, because of the run that you're on, because of the games in hand, you're seen now as the favourites for that 4th spot. Does that change mentalities at all? Because the fans that you'll be playing in front of, there's not an expectation from them that you're going to get top 4.
I don't know. I think it's positive because that's where we want to be playing, and the reality is that we are not 4, we are 6 still. And if we win the games, but we have to win those games, and we know what we have to do to get there. And it's a long way still to go, and the focus and the only aim is to win against Watford.
I wanted to ask you another question about Roy again. I think he started managing 6 years before you were born. Can you possibly imagine at the age of 74 still doing this job? Because you know how stressful it is.
Yeah, but I knew I was going to meet him, at the end of his career. It's just, I don't know, when you just tell me that, it's just incredible how long he's been and how he's managed to balance his life in a way that there is that much space for football and a managerial career that that has so many things implicit on that that basically sucks your life out, you know. And he looks healthy, he looks good. He's I don't know. He's a person that I really admire, and I think he's a great example for any coach to spend some time with him.
Because it's a stressful job, right? You're probably getting very little sleep. You're thinking about it the whole time.
It's a great job. It's the passion. It's the interaction. It's spending time with people, getting and building a team, and the energy that creates around it, the connection that you have to build with the club, with the supporters, is everything. But yeah, it has a lot of implications because there are a lot of decisions that you have to make, and some of them, imagine the decision that Roy has made in the last 35 years or 40 years, just phenomenal.
Just one final one from me. It's one of those quirky things about football that Arsenal and Watford are right next door to each other, their training grounds. You were obviously a player here as well. I see that Ben Foster and Aaron Ramsdale have done a joint interview together this week. When you were a player here, did you ever sort of meet up with Watford players? Were you friendly with them because you're right?
Well, I had some friends there in my time there, and it's very easy because after training you just crash with each other with the cars. So I think it's great. I think that relationship should be stronger and stronger, and I think, for example, Edu is doing some work on that to build those relationships because we are close. I think we can help each other in many ways as well, and I think it's a positive thing.
Would you invite Roy round for a coffee?
100%. If not, I can walk there, no problem.
So he's inviting you round for the coffee.
Okay.
Where's the coffee better, Arsenal or Watford? That's the big question.
Depends who makes it.
Okay.
Thanks, Jamie. George.
Mikel, how hard are Watford going to be to beat now that Roy Hodgson's in charge of this team? Because I think it's fair to say we know what to expect from these sides. They're very solid, aren't they?
Very solid, very organised, very clear in how they want to approach the match and where they want to take the match. And we have to obviously do what we have planned and take them in a completely different direction. And that will be the challenge. It's a great stadium, great atmosphere, everything is tight, and you know what you're going to experience there.
Back in August, you sat in that chair on Zoom and you've been through that tricky patch and you said good things are coming to this team. So what made you so confident that good things were coming to this Arsenal team back in August? What did you see back then that was going to put you in the position you are now?
That we have great people and very good players. And I think that combination at the end, when everybody is on board, has to have a good outcome. And I believed in that, and I still believe in that today.
When you talk about great players, is one of them emerging to be Ben White? Because he's had a brilliant season.
Brilliant season. I think, again, what he's done, how quickly he's adapted, how quickly has been able to handle with the pressure, with the number that he's wearing, with the price that we paid, with what we're demanding to do straight away at his age, I think it's been great.
Just the last one from me. Frank Lampard got an apology from Mike Riley for the decision on Saturday. I know you've had a few controversial decisions over the season. I just wondered, has anyone been in touch with you?
We are always in touch with them, and it's great because after the match we can all be honest, and you get the replies that you want, but we cannot affect the games after.
But any personal phone calls so far?
Oh.
Thank you.
Cheers, George. Mark.
Hi, Mikel. You
Hi.
mentioned Edu working close to Watford. What kind of thing could that look like in the future, do you think?
Depends. At least open the relationships and explore possibilities that we can have with our players, with their players. They are next door, and we can compete against each other. But as well, I think it's important to have good relationships, and that's the case, I think.
Just going back to the guys talking about Roy, what can you imagine yourself doing at the age of 74? Will you be sat here with us?
I don't know. You would tell me how my life would be 10 years ago. I would probably get all the answers wrong. So I don't know. If I'm as healthy, as happy, and what he's done in the game, I think I can sign it today.
You've not played as often as the other teams going to the top four at the moment. Obviously, you went to Dubai. Has that helped in the sense that you finally been able to get them on the training ground for longer periods of time and get them playing the way you want to play? And obviously, that's correlated with the results as well.
And well, it was like that for many reasons, because we have to play Chelsea and they have the World Cup competition, the Liverpool, the FA Cup space that we have there. We have tried to maximize the situation that we have in the best possible way, and so far it's been good.
Have the players really responded to longer periods of being able to listen to what you've got to say, what the coach has got to say?
So far, yes. I don't know if they can sustain that.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you.
Hi, Mikel. Let's ask you about Thomas Partey. He did an interview in here in December when he gave himself 4 out of 10 as a mark to rate his performances for Arsenal. Since then, he seems like he's been one of the best players. What's changed with Thomas?
Well, I think when you are honest with yourself, I think it's a great starting point. And when you assess yourself in the way that Thomas did publicly, it's a really rare thing to do. He did it because he believed that that was the case, that he wants to give much more to the team and to the club, and probably that day something clicked again. Obviously, the fact that he's been injury-free, it's a massive thing in there, but as well, he's probably more fit as well because he's doing things better.
Have you noticed a big improvement since
Yes.
then? And what about his shooting? I don't know, you must hear on the touchline every time he's got the ball near the box, the whole crowd going shoot, and then the ball ends up 10 yards over the bar, nowhere near the goal. Does he practice his shooting?
He is practicing, and you see some of the goals he scores in training, you will be amazed, but you won't believe me probably, so you have to see one of those soon getting into the net.
Just a question about the supporters. They've been talking on social media about wearing the Arsenal yellow and blue to all matches because it's the same colours as the Ukraine flag. Would you support the supporters all turning up in yellow and blue for games from now on?
I would support any initiative that is at the end to demonstrate that that we have to live in peace, and if that's the case and they believe it is the right thing to do, of course I will support it.